All right, thanks for joining. We're going to go ahead and get started now. So, hello everybody and welcome to the first webinar in our October webinar series. We're really excited that you've joined us to learn a bit more about the courses that we offer at CodeHS. This webinar will last about 20 minutes and it will be recorded and sent out afterwards. At any point, you can ask a question using the Q&A tool in the upper left corner of the screen, and we'll make sure to get you an answer. So I'm Evelyn, and I'm the curriculum lead here at CodeHS, and I love creating content that gets students excited about computer science. Oops, I guess I'm not sharing the screen right. Is that good now? Okay, sorry about that. So I love creating content that gets students excited about computer science and its applications.
And I'm Julia. I'm one of the curriculum developers, and I've created some of the new CodeHS courses, and I'm really excited to tell you more about them. So let's look at our agenda for today. During today's webinar, we're going to check out the course pathway, learn about our newest course offerings, and explore the new course catalog. So let's get started. We're first going to take a look at the course pathway. This is in the next slide.
Yep, sorry about that.
Awesome. So this is provided by CodeHS to show the progression of the available courses that we have. So you'll see a link to this in the chat box if you want to take a deeper look for yourself. The CodeHS course pathway can help you decide which course to teach and when. The chart is broken down by grade level, and course placement is determined by difficulty. All of our middle school courses are introductory and can be taught to students with no computer science background. There are many languages to choose from, with a variety of different topics being covered. From Python to HTML, control structures to cryptography, there's definitely something for everyone. And for high schoolers, we offer both introductory and capstone or AP level courses. So you'll note that the mobile apps and AP Java courses are our highest level courses, and we suggest offering these to students later in their high school career. Students will be more successful in these courses if they have some previous computer science knowledge. So we're going to go ahead and highlight the courses that are our newest offerings, and you can see that they span both middle and high school and cover a variety of topics. We're going to explore these new offerings in more detail next. But before we look into these new courses, do we have any questions?
So just as a reminder, you can use the Q&A tool to submit any questions to us.
Okay, so if we don't have any yet, we can definitely get to them by throughout the webinar. So we're just going to dive in and look at some of the new courses that we have. So as we discuss a course, we just want to let you know that a link for the course will be shared out in the chat box, so you'll be able to have direct access to take a deeper look for yourself. And remember that all of our curriculum is free, so you can access any of these courses. Okay, so let's first talk about Tracy the Turtle. So the new Tracy the Turtle course was designed as a way to show students that although programming is a logical skill, it also takes a lot of creativity. As students solve puzzles and write creative programs with Tracy, they will be learning many programming concepts that will help them in any future programming course. With Tracy, students learn basic Python concepts, such as how to use variables, loops, functions, if-else statements, and even have user input control their programs, as shown in the example program here. This course can be used as a quarter-long standalone course in middle or high school. In the same way that Carol teaches the basic programming concepts of JavaScript in our Intro to JavaScript course, this Tracy course now teaches the introductory material in the updated Intro to Python course. Mobile Apps is a new course that was developed to get students creating their own apps from the very start. Each program students write can immediately be seen on their own phone, whether they use an Android or an iPhone, due to the use of a platform-agnostic framework called React Native. This course is highly interactive and makes links to apps students use daily, such as Snapchat and media players. This advanced course makes use of many higher level programming topics in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it's highly recommended that students have some background in web design, as well as a knowledge of JavaScript in order to be successful. This course is offered in both year and semester-long timeframes, so you can decide how it will best fit into your students' schedules.
All right, and next we have Introduction to Cybersecurity. So there are two different versions. One is leveled for middle school students and the other is leveled for high school students. The middle school version is just one semester, but the high school version covers a full year. And in the cybersecurity course, students learn about personal cybersecurity. So this includes digital citizenship and cyber hygiene. So just a lot of information to keep students safe and ethical online. And then we also cover cybersecurity topics such as cryptography, software security, and networking. And students will actually learn in the high school level course how to execute basic hacks like cross-site scripting or SQL injection. And here we have an example program in the course. So in cryptography unit, students are going to learn about different historical ciphers. And so this is a program that encrypts a message using the Visionaire cipher. And next we have integrated coding projects. So these are new interdisciplinary project units that allow students to explore how coding is used in different disciplines, like physics or music. These are designed for computer science or non-computer science classes, and this could be used as a project unit in a computer science class or a course that covers a different content, such as math. And this is really great to expose more students to coding and grow interest for computer science at your school by having the math teacher do a computer science unit. This is also great to show your computer science students how coding is used in all kinds of fields. There is no coding experience required for these units, but certain units will have content knowledge prerequisites. So for example, you might need to have covered a topic in math or physics before you jump into the integrated coding project unit. And just a reminder that the curriculum is free, so you can send this to your math or science teacher to use in their courses if you think they're interested. Here are some integrated coding projects that we currently have. So we have simulating collisions, and this is what you're seeing. Students will learn how to simulate elastic collisions using a computer program in JavaScript. We also have mathematical modeling. We have a unit on cryptocurrencies that would be good in either computer science or in an economics class or social studies class. We also have coding in music, coding in art, and coding in sports. And make sure to check back with us because more projects will be added throughout the year. All right, I'm going to pause and see if there are any questions. So just a reminder, you can use the Q&A tool to send any questions to us.
Doesn't look like we have any yet, but I'm sure people are just thinking about them.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, and just a reminder that in the chat, we are sharing out links that we've referenced. So you'll see links to our pathway, you'll see links to the different courses that we just talked about. So if you're looking to research those, you can find those links in your chat box. All right, it doesn't look like we have any questions yet. So feel free to send them in the Q&A chat tool and we'll get to those by the end. Now I'm going to jump into the course catalog. All right, so the course catalog is a new tool for teachers to use to explore all of the course offerings that we have. So if you're wondering about different courses that we offer, you can filter by grade, programming language, as well as level. So if you're looking for a blocks course, you can filter by that. If you're looking for an AP course, you can also filter by AP. From here, you can also view the course syllabus and unit overview to decide which course is right for your students. And also from the course catalog, you can enroll yourself and your students in the courses. So we're actually going to go take a look right now. All right, so here I am in the course catalog, and so you can see a list of a lot of different courses that we offer. And so I'm actually going to try to enroll my students in an AP review course. So from here, I can click on the AP courses. And for the different courses, I can look at a unit overview if I'm wondering exactly what these courses are teaching. I could also click View Syllabus, and that would take me to the syllabus that I can review. And then I can also enroll my sections. So I actually want to enroll my sections in this AP Computer Science Java review. So I'm just going to click Enroll My Sections, and then click Yes to enroll period 5 in this review. And it's that easy. So I will take any questions now.
We just had one question about how do you get to the curriculum, and we've sent out the specific links to different courses we've touched upon here. But like Evelyn just showed, through the course catalog, which there's a link to as well, you can go in and find all of the courses that are available and enroll yourself right there.
All right, any other questions that people have?
That looks like it right now, but I'm sure people want to know what different things are in mobile apps. Or maybe they're just exploring. So we'll give you another minute or so. If you have anything that you want to ask, we have some answers for you. So
Yeah, we'll just hang out for another minute to see if anybody has any questions.
Awesome. I knew questions were going to start flowing in. So we have one teacher asking, do we grade the students' work in the courses? So Evelyn, do you want to go through a little bit how that works?
Yeah, sure. So depending on the course, we have auto graders for many of our coding exercises. So that is kind of a oftentimes pretty superficial check on student works, but it does check kind of different components of the program. I would say that we recommend that teachers at least spot check code review because there's really kind of no great substitute for that. But we kind of offer this kind of very surface level introductory check.
Awesome. Another teacher is asking if teachers can do the full courses ahead of their students. And that is true. You can go and enroll yourself in the course, and you can go through all of the content so you know exactly what your students are going to be going through when they are seeing the content in your classroom.
Yeah, and we often recommend that teachers work ahead of their students just so they're ready to answer any sort of questions or student misunderstandings.
And the last question we have is, once you enroll, do the students get a link to your course? And yes, they do. They'll have a specific code that they can enter to get added to your specific course. And we also now are testing with Google Classroom. So you can set up your classroom in multiple ways.
Yeah, so you can enroll your section, or you create a new section and you'll get a 4 or 5 character code that students can put in. We also have a question from somebody who co-teaches. They're wondering if you can have more than one teacher on a section. And the answer to that is yes. We might have a help article about how exactly you do that.
We have one more question about integrating in Office 365 or Microsoft Teams. At this point, I don't think we have that. Evelyn, do you have any additional information on that question?
Yeah, I would say right now we don't have any plans to do that, but we'll keep you updated. All right, we'll stay on for a little bit to take any other questions, but I did want to put up this slide. So our next webinar, Discover the Best CodeHS Grading Tools, will be Wednesday, October 10th, 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern. So you're welcome to join us again. And if you have any questions, we'll stay on for another few minutes. We got a question, do you have a syllabus number for AP? And the answer is yes. So we have two AP computer science courses. We have both the AP computer science principles and the AP Java. And for each of those courses, we do have an approved syllabus. We have instructions on how to submit that I think we're getting up right now. But you can select it as a sample syllabus.
And you can find the syllabi for all of the courses in the course catalog.
Yes. And I think we're posting instructions on how to send our syllabus to College Board or to the College Board course audit now. We'll wait just a few more minutes, but if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for joining, and we hope to see you next time. All right, we'll wait just a little bit longer. Feel free to ask us any questions. Otherwise, thank you for joining. All right, it doesn't look like we have any questions, so we're going to go ahead and hop off now. But thank you everybody who came, and if you have any questions, you can email hello@codehs.com. We hope to see you at the next webinar.